Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of my ARK playthrough. In the previous episode, if you'd watched it, it was me building the greenhouse, putting that together. I recorded it slightly differently, but this one is going to be back to normal. It is now me speaking live while I'm playing, so back to pretty much what playthrough is supposed to be. Now, a lot has happened since that video. I have been busy, I must admit. I just wanted to play without having to record, without having to have the pressure of recording. So what I'll do is I'll run you through what I've kind of been through. So bearing in mind where I was before I built the greenhouse, obviously that's what the focus was on that previous episode. The focus on what I have been doing is this. I have built my house. On the higher tree platform, there's the greenhouse down there. Got the poop machine down there ready by the greenhouse, and up here is my house. Now I wanted to keep it kind of simple in design, so it's the same foundation base with the 3 layers of the circle with a little bit of an extension there, which I'll quickly show you from the inside. The fridge is popping out inside, which is really annoying, but it was too late and I couldn't be bothered to change it because I'd already filled it up, so I'll explain that a bit more as we go inside. So I started it with a dino gate. I just think it looks a bit more impressive than just a simple double door. So as we go in, it's 2 tiers. You can see the level there, stairs on either side. I'm going to go around each layer. So in this corner here is my kind of ready to go or loadout area, if you will. It's got my different type of armors. I've yet to put a flak one in yet. I've got a storage box here which has all my weaponry and things that I will use day to day, so trank gun, trank darts, all my dinosaurs, fabricator rifles, harpoon with net projectiles. I've made some gas masks as well because I'm going to be thinking about going into the swamp cave soon to get some more cementing paste. But yeah, these are all my sort of like day-to-day items, which actually I can put the chainsaw back in there because I won't need that for a little bit. So yeah, that's this corner here. And as we move along over to the fabricator here, I've got some vaults either side for storage. Now in each vault, in this vault, I've got the, I call it the fabricator resources, so you know, the higher tier resources, black pearls, silicon pearls, electronics, oil, polymer, all that sort of stuff. It's a bit harder to come by or a bit harder to make, so that's in that one. And in this vault is all your essential resources, so crystal, fibre, hide, stone, metal, thatch, wood, if I have any, pelt, all them sort of materials there. I haven't actually got anything other than polymer in the fabricator at the moment, and that's what I've been doing as well in the time. It's just getting more resources ready to go. Over here we have the S+ crafting station and the smithy. These don't get used too much, but in here I just keep any excess structures that I've made. I am looking to get a industrial grinder at some point so I can break these down and get some resources back for the things I don't need. Generator here, which obviously is powering the whole building. Now of S+, I haven't actually had to do too much wiring, because with these S+ lamps that you see above our head here, I think there's a kind of, I don't actually know how it works, but they don't need to be wired. As long as they're in the vicinity of the generator, then they will come on automatically as well, depending on how you programmed it. But yeah, through these doors is the forge. Doesn't need much room in here. And you'll see I've got 2 double doors, that side and that side there, and what that is for is I can fly in with the Anki on the RG, picking up the Anki. I can drop the Anki just outside those doors and transfer all the metal in nice and easy, so yeah, it's pretty helpful. And then obviously I can walk in from this side to pick anything up if I need it. I do leave the metal in there because it's just too heavy to move, and there's enough storage in there as it is. So over here we've got the chemistry bench area. Again, got the vault and a fridge for storage either side. So in the vault is any cementing paste that I've made, gunpowder, narcotics, any resources to make any more of these items, sap, and because I wasn't really sure where to put the sap, to be honest, and spark powder. Got plenty of that in a minute, stimulant too. So anything that you can kind of make in the chemistry bench or that you might need to make items in the chemistry bench is in the vault. And obviously anything with timers such as berries and spoiled meat in here. Now in here I have been a bit busy. I will explain this why or how I've got this pretty shortly, but obviously I've got berries and any excess berries because they're helpful for making any sort of foods or kibbles. Lazarus chowder, yeah, I'll explain that in a minute as well. So there's our spoiled meat, rare flowers, rare mushrooms, all that sort of good stuff in here, and then he cooks meat as well. Might as well keep it in the fridge if we got one. Now over here we've got the industrial cooker, which we had already got. We just had to move all this, which was a pain. It took a very long time. Obviously, this is where you make all the foods and dyes and kibbles and whatnot. And then over here is the industrial grill, I think it's called. So obviously that just cooks nice and easy. Don't need it at the moment. I've also got a hatchery here that's full of eggs, which I will get to shortly. And here's my tap over here to refill my canteens if I need it. Now as we head on upstairs, I wanted this floor to be a bit more decorative, but I'm not too sure how to decorate in this game. There isn't really many resources to do it. You've got bookshelves, storage boxes, you know, torches, trophy mounts, but then you can only put a limited amount of things on the wall mounts. So it's been difficult. I don't really know how to go about it, but I've dotted a few things around. So over here is essentially my bedroom bit, quote unquote, you could say. Killed an Alpha Rex previously, so that's the only trophy I've got so far. There's the bed, bookshelf, storage box, which has any kind of odd bits and bobs that I've found. Well, there you go, add that to it. In there, there's a little mannequin there as well. I haven't put anything on it yet. Over here is the kind of like war room, if you will. Put my 4 knights in the corner there. Got a nice map on the wall, and then the trophies ready for the 4 bosses. Obviously, that being the dragon, the brood mother, the Megapithecus, and eventually the overseer. I don't know if you get a trophy for the overseer actually, but if not, I'll just put the Alpha Rex on it. But yeah, and then in this storage box here has all your sort of niche materials. I don't really know what you'd call these, to be honest. All the resources that you get from killing specific animals, obviously Thylas, Allosaurus, Alphacano, alpha animals essentially. All of that good stuff which you need to summon the bosses later down the line. It's just best to hold on to it when you get it. So that all goes in there. And then around this corner is just another little like lookout essentially. It's quite a nice view through there, so a couple bookshelves. Yeah, not so much up here, but I don't really need to go up here that often. And then on the top floor is just a nice little lookout, little platform, just to have some wall drums right by the entrance, because they look pretty cool as you look out to the mountain there. And yeah, you just a little window into the forge. And normally you can't access the forge from here, but it doesn't really bother me. I just think it's a nice little design choice there. So yeah, lighting wise, I started with all the torches on each pillar, so I've got a lot of them. But I have included a few lights just to help it, well, brighten it up a bit, especially for the videos, because it does get a bit dim in some areas. Now the hatchery. Now, I said I'd explain a little bit about this. It's for kibble. So, as you saw a minute ago, I had some extraordinary kibble, I think it's called, extraordinary kibble. So that's obviously the highest tier kibble, which is where the giant bee honey comes into play. Obviously, now that I've got that, essentially every dinosaur, or every creature that I tame, will want that as the food, which will be good, because it means that every sort of tame that we do from now on, we know we'll get the best effectiveness we can, and it'll also be done in the quickest time possible. But obviously for that, you need extraordinary eggs. And there's only a handful of dinosaurs that you get them from. Things like, I think it's Gigas is one of them. All the like the massive dinosaurs that you get. So the easiest one to get them from is Utyrannus, because they've got the ability that they have. I think that then classes them as a extraordinary dinosaur, so their eggs can be used in the making of extraordinary kibble. Now, on this third platform down here, I've got 5 Utyrannus, 1 male and 4 female, all just low levels that I found in the snow biome down there. Now they're mating, and because I've reduced the waiting interval between mating, they produce a lot of eggs that way, as you can see through here. And I've got the hatchery just to pull them up, because I couldn't get the I don't know what it's called, but there's an S Plus automation guy who just picks everything up, but he needs propellant to fuel him, which I can't get till Scorched Earth because you need cactus and sulfur. So annoyingly, I've had to make do with the hatchery. So the hatchery will only pick up fertilized eggs, which is fine. That is all we need. An egg is an egg in the eyes of the game. It doesn't matter if it's fertilized or not for when you're crafting. So it pulls them up into here, and then I just have to manually drag them over into the cooker when I need them. So yeah, I've got an infinite supply of eggs really. It's pretty good. I think that's the hardest bit. And the giant bee honey, which I'm storing in here. Obviously, being in the redwoods, beehives all over the trees, pretty helpful. So I've done a bit of research on the best way to harvest them. It's a dire bear. So I'll quickly hop on the RG. So I picked up a low-level dire bear. I think it was 102 when I tamed it. Just to harvest the beehives, and luckily it wasn't too far away from the platform here. So I just built a couple ramps down for the bear to get to, and I've been harvesting it from here. You get 15 at a time, which is a lot more than I thought it was going to be. But then with that, what you can do in S+, which I didn't realise, is you can make a beehive. So instead of having to tame a giant bee, which I've never done, I don't really plan on doing because I've heard it is an absolute nightmare, not really my cup of tea, you can just make one. And they actually, I think they produce rare flowers. No, oh no, you need rare flowers to fuel them. That's it, I remember. And then they just constantly produce giant bee honey, which is amazing. So I won't have to harvest it as much, but obviously with this platform being here, I can keep harvesting it if I need it. But I do need it for the kibble. So yeah, the two hardest resources to get for the kibble, the eggs and the honey, luckily I've got right here, all sorted, all good to go. So I'm in a very good position with that. I've gone around and done some more lighting as well. I put these lamps on the edge of each section on the tree platforms because it lights up nicely at night, and also you get a nice glow underneath the platform there, which makes it a bit easier at night. Obviously there's the generator for this one. So yeah, these are all the Uteranus. I haven't got any saddles because they're expensive. You need a lot of silica bells for them. I don't really need them, to be honest. They're all lined up in the right spot, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Really good spot with the kibble. I'm really happy that we've got that now, pretty much quite efficiently. I just need the last batch of honey from this, and then I need to go find some rare flowers. I have no idea where to find them, so I will be looking up on the wiki where the best place to get them is on the island map, definitely. And I'll be taking my mod chops over there to harvest as many as I can, so that we can build this beehive and finally finish that greenhouse. So yeah, I will do some research. I'll head on over to where they are, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so after doing a bit of research, I've been told that the swamp is the best place to go on the island map for rare flowers. So I'll show you where I am quickly. Hang on. I hate the swamp. I really do. I'm so annoyed that I had to come here to get them. Well, supposedly anyway. It's just so dangerous. Everyone wants to kill you all the time. Let's quickly put these guys on neutral just in case. But yeah, Oldie's already on it. So yeah, apparently. Oh, sorry, I'm over here on the map. So on the far right hand side, just where that little peninsula is, just by the swamp line, right on the edge of the swamp line here. Now, apparently, it's this kind of bush here that you can get rare flowers from. Supposedly. So I've let him wander here. Banging, look at that. Does he need to be on the room? He doesn't. Oh, perfect, look at that. Damn. I got all those bonus harvesting points. Paid off. This is ridiculous. How many is that now? 170 rare flowers. So I need 250 for the beehive. And obviously the beehive is fueled by rare flowers. What I'll do is I'll drop the berries and the wood. Don't need that. Keep the fibre and flowers. So I'm gonna get, I don't know. See how many I can. I might even go up to about 1,000. Just because I'm here, I might as well make the most of it. Instead of having to come back. I've got a fridge. I'll probably store them in there. But where I'm just getting so many, it's not going to be a problem. That's for sure. I'm going to keep dropping all these berries though. This is ridiculous. I did not expect to get so many. Just watching it on the left there, keep going up. 208, 240, wow. 1, 2, 600, 714 so far. And counting. We'll just keep going. Do you get anything from these bushes? No. Okay, so not them bushes. But you definitely get them from these little curly ones. And then these ones with like the red tops here. Yeah, 14. Yeah. This is incredible. Because these bushes are everywhere as well. They're all over the swamp. And luckily the redwoods is right next to a swamp area as well, which makes life a lot better. For future reference. I'm going to keep all the fibre too. It does seem like a lot of fibre to have. But, got it, I might as well. It saves me having to harvest it in the future. And I've got the storage space for it. That's not a problem. I've got those vaults. So I might as well take it back with me. I'm just going to keep going, I think. Maybe possibly until I can't hold anymore, because I will need them for other things in the future as well, not just obviously the beehive. Keep dropping them. Okay, do you know what? That'll do. I'm getting bored now. Okay, let's drop all the berries. Rare flowers. 1,013 rare flowers and 21 rare mushrooms. God damn. Transfer all that over. And then as for fibre, 26,000 fibre. Yep, I think that will do the trick quite nicely. Transfer that over. Keep all them resources. This will do. Don't need any of these. Plant species X seeds though, that's going to be helpful. So I did have a thought that maybe I could do with that to keep all the wild dinosaurs out. Well, I say out at the base. Prevent them from getting them in the first place. That might be the better thing to do. Hello. Hang on, do you get rare flowers from these as well? I got a feeling you do. Get even more. This is just ridiculous. I'm gonna get jumped in a minute by a capra or something silly like that. I can feel it. Another 300. There you go. Now it's another 300. Okay, I'm gonna call that it. I think that's got to be enough, surely. I don't think I'll ever. Oh, hello. Didn't see that coming. Okay, hang on. Right, let's get all this transferred over. And then fibre. Right, let's pick you up. Put all the rare flowers and fibre into the Argentavis. And let's make our way back to base. Okay, so we're getting close to home now. This is what it looks like at night time. Obviously with those lamps on each corner of the tree platform there, the base looks pretty nice, if I don't say so myself. Problem is now, I've got to transfer all these resources over into the vaults. Well, I say resources, mainly just the fibre. Obviously you can do a lot of it at a time, doesn't weigh much, but it just take forever. So I'm just taking as much as I can, just before I get encumbered. So I can still run 3,000 at a time. Put all of that into there. Transfer all that over. Get the hide as well. Take all of these resources, and I'll filter these all into the correct spot. I think that's just some thatch, spoiled meat. I'll leave the wood for a minute, and then I'll come back for the rest of too. So the rest of the fibre in there, and the hide. Thatch. Over here goes the electronics, dust, oil. Then over here goes spoiled meat. Item. Don't actually need any of these berries. Or arrows. They're annoying. That'll do. I'm gonna put the plant species X in the smithy there. Just so I can find it easier. Sorry, in the future. Then it's just time for the rare flowers. I've got to put all these in the fridge because they do have an expiry time. It is quite a long expiry time, to be fair. Actually, I'm really not going to worry about, but it just makes more sense. Well, you know, most sense to me to put them in here. Grab the rest of them, and then the mushrooms too. Very mushrooms aren't so bad to grab because you can use them crystal, especially with the Ankylosaurus. They tend to grab quite a lot of it, so it's pretty handy. So we should now have everything we need to make a beehive. Look at that. Oh yeah, I forgot it takes about a century to craft in the inventory. So with crafting skill not leveled at all, although I do forget that I can actually make that potion. Because I've got everything I need for that as well, except for prime meat. I'll bear that in mind for the next time, if I remember. Probably won't. I haven't used it yet, so... But yeah, we'll get all that cooking. And, what have we got any giant bee honey left, or is that it? No, we had the exact amount. That's alright, that's not so bad. I'm going to take these, though, put them in that fridge, just because they're less in there, easy to spot, keep an eye on. And we're doing about a third of the way there on the crafting. I'm just going to pop down, see if I can harvest any more giant bee honey with the dye there, just while we're waiting for that to craft up. Let's have a look. Got to be 15 minutes by now, surely. Yeah, another 15. Perfect. The Uteranus is still producing the eggs. It's going to get to the point where I can't pick up any more. Okay. Oh, this is so slow. How many? 13? That'll do. That's 13 kibble. That's how I look at that. Right, let's chuck all this in there. Let's type in 13. Oh yeah. And the beehive is very nearly done. So, oh, need the rare flowers. Grab them, head on down to the greenhouse, get it placed, because I did leave a spot for it. I was quite proud of myself when I did that. A little bit of forethinking there. Doesn't happen very often. Don't get used to it. Here we go. Right, as you can see, fertilizer's doing pretty well. I found out that the gardener doesn't distribute the fertilizer to the triangular crop plots as well, which is extremely annoying, and I don't know why. So what I've decided to do is stop it distributing but still collect, and then I just have to manually go around and every now and then top them up. Luckily they don't really get through fertilizer that quick, so I haven't got to do it too often, which is obviously helpful. And over here, this is all the crops that we've got so far, so yeah, quite a few. Mostly citronella. Didn't realise I planted that many. A lot of seeds. I don't think I'm ever going to use them. I think we've got enough for whatever we decide to do in the near future. So as for the beehive, however, right there. Put the rare flowers in. And there we go. So I'm pretty sure that it does also... Yeah, it does also irrigate the plants too. Watering range there, there we go. So yeah, over time, that will just slowly produce giant bee honey, which is good. And obviously with the giant beehives around, I can always manually grab it with the bear as well. So that is pretty much that greenhouse done now. Everything it needs to be... Oh, beg your pardon, dung beetles. Still got to get them. Which, actually speaking of which, dung beetles on the island you can only get in caves. And that is something that I want to look into next, I think. I might start that this episode. Is getting a cave dinosaur, so like a saber-tooth or a baryonyx. Baryonyx would be better. Saber-tooths, they're not amazing, but they're obviously more common. They're a lot easier to find. They're all over the mountains. They're a pain, so I should be able to find a high level pretty quickly. So I'll go with that. Hunting for a baryonyx is a little bit scary. Obviously being in the swamp and that, so I'm not a massive fan of that. I could take a Uteranus in there actually. It's not a bad idea. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Looks like I've come across this Mastercraft drop here.
Oh my god! Wow!
Ow. That's incredible. A Thylacoleo. Damn. Well, that is the perfect excuse to stop looking for a goddamn baryonyx, which I have spent so many hours doing. I've been around the map twice through all the rivers and swamps to try and find it. Now I can just go find a thyla. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be any easier, but at least now I've got a good reason. It's a bit bigger, so it means that it might struggle a little bit in the caves, but if I could just squeeze through the narrow gaps and then place him down with the dino storage stuff, the soul traps I think they're called, that should be fine. Right? Right? Alright, so not that long after, yeah, I managed to find a 120 male thylo hanging on a tree there, which is a pretty good level, I must admit, considering what I've been finding on the island. That is a very high level, but I know we can do a little bit better. So I'm going to keep scouring, but I know roughly where it is. Hopefully it'll still be here by the time we get back. There is a few alphas around, but if he just stays up there. There, he's still there. Whew! For a second there I thought he jumped down already. That would have been so funny. Okay, yeah, I'm going to keep looking for a bit. Okay, so I found myself next to another drop with a ring around it. This one landed quite near my home. Actually, there's a tree platform over there in the both woods. I was just flying around looking for that other thyla, and I saw this up in the distance. So okay, okay, okay. Saber-tooth saddle, 73. Doedicurus saddle, 75. Not really sure why I'd need a high-level Doedicurus saddle, but you know what? Beggars can't be choosy. I'm not going to complain about that. Okay, so judging by the looks of it, the 120 is the highest level I can find. I've been all the way around the redwoods. Got some thylacleos, which... yeah, so I killed 4 other thylas. All around the similar sort of level, so one was a 102, one was a 66 to be fair, but the other one was 108. So this one here is going to be the best one. Kind of got like darker colours, stealth mode. 120 is a nice number as well. So this is my plan. He says, net it, assuming that can reach. Might trank it next, and then put the trap around it. I've got 6 wooden spikes here. I'm hoping that I can just dart around to protect it, because as you can see, there are a few other scary creatures now. Luckily, obviously they're only low level. They're probably going to die to the parasaurs. We've the parasaur. I can't even pronounce it. Let's give it a go. Okay, make sure you're on passive. Will it reach? Or will I just get attacked? Sweet. Where is that? Pop these around. Wait, please don't wake up. Oh. Do I get any more damage if I shoot him in the eye? No, not really. What? I got the shocking tranquilizer. Oh wow! That was actually much quicker than I thought it was going to be. To be fair, I really thought that was going to take longer than that. Glad it didn't. Yeah, I got the shocking tranquilizer darts. I don't actually think I said about them. While taming the Tyrannus in the like snow biome, I was just chilling around the sea picking up silica pearls, and I got attacked by, well, I say attacked, it started chasing me. It was jellyfish. So I was just at the surface and I just started shooting it with the long neck rifle, and got some pyrotoxin. And I thought that is a bonus, so I took that home obviously, and sorry, just put that in. Took that home, already had the tranquilizer darts, just chucked it in the fabricator, bish bash bosh, there we go, tranquilizer darts. That's all you need. So luckily, best stuff in the game. Obviously the rifle itself has got a 229.8% damage bonus, and obviously more damage means more torpor. So it doesn't take very long to knock things out, I suppose. I mean, I know it's only a 120, but I was still quite impressed by how little time that actually took. But with that saddle, essentially having 140 armor is going to be absolutely crucial and absolutely insane. It's going to be amazing, to be honest. It's just going to be a case of getting the Thylo in the caves. I don't really know if it's a good decision, but it hasn't taken nearly as long as the baryonyx did, and I haven't got a 140 armor saddle for the baryonyx. So we put those things together. I think it's worth giving it a go. 205% melee is pretty good. They're quite tanky anyway. Stamina's alright. I probably won't need much stamina. Weight's a bit poor, but does that really matter? Not really. So if we're doing splunkering. So yeah, that'll level up quickly. And obviously the good thing about the island is the amount of exploring notes there are. I have picked up a few, but obviously you can see how many there are still to do. I mean, this is just ridiculous. There's so many of them all over the map, somewhere, not really too sure where, but they are everywhere. I will find a lot more. I'm hoping to get all of them, to be quite honest. Now that is obviously going to be one hell of a challenge, just because there are so many, but I know for sure that there's a lot in the top right of the map, in that sort of north, that'd be east, yeah, northeast spawn zone, where like the beaver dam is, and that little lake there. That's a really good base location. I know that in around that sort of area there's a lot of explorer notes. But then again, saying that, there's a lot of explorer notes everywhere. And as we're going into the caves as well, I'll be picking up a lot more from that too. So yeah, get some levels on this styler, and go find a cave. I'm probably going to tackle, I think it's called the lower south cave, and the reason for that is because I think you can get dung beetles in there. So I'll have to get everything ready for that first. Look at that, one hit, and that's because of that kibble. Or was it free? It might be free actually. Oh my god, he keeps eating my kibble. You keep eating my kibble. I had 13 kibble. Oh right, of course, yeah, because his food went up with his levels, yeah. Of course, it pumped stats into food. Okay, no worries. Let's get some actual meat in him. Here we go. That sounded really bad. I might cut that out. Okay, so we made it back to the base, and there's something that I completely forgot was a feature as part of S+. I believe there is a blueprint maker in one of the engrams here somewhere. S+ blueprint maker converts structures to blueprints. Now, if that's the case, then I can take this already ridiculous saddle, 139.8 armor, turn that into a blueprint. Obviously it's going to be stupidly expensive, but all it is obviously fibre, hide and metal, which I've got plenty of, all three of them, so I'm not really too bothered about that. Now if I bear this in mind, turn it into a blueprint, I can also make a crafting skill potion, which converts all your points into the crafting skill statistic over here. So that's 105 levels worth straight into crafting skill, which gives you a better chance to craft better percentages, better armor numbers. So if you're like on a tool, you get better damage percentage and better durability, things like that. So I'm gonna quickly try that and see how it works, because I've never done it before, and I only remembered that it's a thing. There's quite a lot of features in these mods, and it's hard to know to utilise them all. Oh god, it's only a tiny little table. I'll just put that here, I think. Yeah, that'll do. It's not expensive. So let's try it with something I'm not really interested in. Invalid item. Convert structures into blueprints. Oh wait. Wait, no, what does that mean? Invalid item. Structures, does that... Hang on. Does that literally mean like a pillar or a wall? Because if so, that is incredibly boring. Really? Oh, I'm well bored by that. That's really... I'm not interested in that. Get rid of you, pretend that never happened. Oh my god. That's just... Oh, that's just really deflating. Because I actually thought that... I mean it makes sense, to be honest. Because it saves you making stupidly high percentage like damage tools or stupidly high armor, saddles and armor, of course. Because what you could do is you could just make a blueprint, then make a better one with the crafting skill potion, then turn that one into a blueprint, then use that to make another one, and it's an endless cycle. So in theory, it would forever be going up in damage and percentage, which I guess I don't really want. So, well, at least we know now for future reference, which is good. I need to get myself some more armor though. I seem to have got, well, I got attacked and I haven't got any organic polymer with me at the base at the moment. So I'm just going to put on some flak for now. That'll keep me protected definitely, so I won't worry about that for now. Just sort my inventory out, put all these bits in here, but I'm going to get ready for going to a cave. I think I haven't been into a cave yet, and now that I've got the Thyla with that sort of armor on it, I'm going to give it a go. So I'm going to head to, I think it's the lower south cave. I've looked into it a little bit previously, and a couple of reasons for the lower south. One, it's got, well, it's supposed to be one of the easier caves, so as you know, first sort of cave experience, I will give it a go on a easier level where I can. The other reason is dung beetles. There are tameable dung beetles that spawn in that cave, and we can use them in the greenhouse area to make fertilizer. Now we've got the compost bins obviously, but if we can use the dung beetles as well, because they produce oil, which is always helpful. I have got plenty of oil anyway, but a little, you know, the more we can get, the better. Plus it'd just be quite interesting to have them out the back. So I need to quickly sort all this out. It's really winding me up. What would I need? I won't need the trank darts, so I'll put them back in the fridge. Probably won't need the net projectiles either, so I'll put them away. Okay, here we are at the entrance of the lower south cave. I'll quickly run through what I've got resource wise. So I've got flak armor, backup flak armor. I've made some freer curry in case it's I can't remember which one that does. I think that warms you up, so I've bought some of that in case it's cold in there, and I bought some of the Kalian soup in case it's hot in there, because I don't know. Stimulant just in case I get really unlucky and I get knocked out or close to being knocked out. Some advanced sniper bullets to go with my fabricated rifle down here in the hotbar. Pump action shotgun, shotgun shells, and some medical brews. To be honest, that's pretty much all I've got. Because I think that's all I need. It didn't really say I needed much else. I didn't need any like specific weaponry or anything like that, so I'm pretty happy with that. 3 canteens, 50 food, and then a few resources to make some torches, because I don't know how bright it's going to be in there. So, I think I'm ready. I have no idea what to expect other than loads of bugs, but they freak me out as it is, so I don't know how this is going to go. We're over here on the map, just near the peninsula, right at the bottom there. So in this sort of general area there's this big old path split between 2 lots of rock. There's quite a long path from end to end, and it's about in the middle of it is where the cave entrance is. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm going to fit through that. I might have to walk through it. I'll give it a go. Let's see what it's like. Yeah, no, I think I'll need that torch. Now I've got the fabricated rifle to kind of pick off any sort of long distance creatures, or to draw their aggro, so that I can do a couple at a time, and I haven't got to walk into the hordes essentially. Yeah. A little bit nervous, to be honest with you. purple mushrooms. Can you harvest these mushrooms? Nah, boring. Okay. Pretty cool crystal. Can you get these? You can. I'll bear that in mind. I'm not really here for any resources. I'll definitely come here for the loot drops and the artifact. That's it. If we can get hold of the artifact, perfect. If I have to come back, whoop-de-doo. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get chased out of here at least once. I just don't know what to expect around these corners. Obviously, I expect the bugs, but I don't know when. And that's what freaks me out. That's a megalania. Okay, see, look at that. And they give you rabies. I haven't got anything for that. I obviously made light work of it. Only being lower level always helps. Is that another one? Or is that just... okay, that's the tech thing. Okay, that was rude. Guess we're going this way. Oh, the levels aren't too bad, actually. Of the creatures, to be fair. I thought they'd be a lot higher than that, like in the hundreds. Oh my god, now... See, now I just feel like an absolute wimp. Making it out to be something terrifying when I'm getting... I haven't even had a 180 yet. 150, 120. Yes, it's you guys I'm a bit wary of. They do a lot of damage to the Thyla, the arthropods. Obviously because they damage you as you damage them, which is a bit concerning. I might just put a little bit into weight, because looking at obviously I've got all these species. Oh, I've got all these species for the dung beetles, which I've got to try and not accidentally kill. I don't know how easy that's going to be. I'm keeping an eye out for megalania as well. On the ceiling, I didn't want to get jumped by them because they would scare me so badly. Oh, there we go. There's our first 180. Probably I found this entire playthrough there, and it was an arano or ranio, a spider. I don't think there's any in the ceilings around here, but it looks like an explorer note. Apparently I've already had that one in the past. Must be a quad. I think it's quad XP. Quad XP, yeah. Not going to complain about that. Right, let's keep going around then. Let's see. What was that noise? Hello? Are you serious? What was that? They're literally coming out of the walls. There's only so much preparation I can do. I can't get X-ray vision. They're all over. What? That one come from the ceiling. Starting to think it's a little bit unfair. Let's drop this raw meat, because the weight of that does add up. Drop all this stuff. Megalania toxin. Trophy. I wonder if you can use it for anything. Okay, no arthros. That's alright. I can handle this. No megalanias. Not that I can see anyway. No my luck. He'll probably come through the walls or something stupid like that. Oh, it's a first loot drop. Let's have a quick look. Yeah. Hello. Oh, there's an arthropod. Oh, there's two. I'll deal with you. There's the other one. There we go. Okay, so far so good. I'm not freaking out too much. Maybe a little bit, but I think we have this under control, which is unexpected from me. This thing's just come out absolutely nowhere. I guess I've got to get used to it though. So just a little bit of weight. Drop all this raw meat. That'll do. Hey, it's a dung beetle! Wow. 180. Oh no, this is gonna take ages to tame. That's not quite what I wanted. I was hoping for a low level, but I guess the weight on it will be really good. Because the thing with dung beetles, although you put feces in them so they can produce fertilizer, they've got such poor weight that you can only put 1 or 2 in at a time. So obviously, as it's at a much higher level, I might be able to do a lot more. Let's see how much it does. Oh, only 37.9%. I'll probably have to wait a couple of minutes between them, so that's only 3 feeds though. So I'm gonna. Beggars can't be choosy. Beggars can't be choosy. At least I've actually got a 180. Because I haven't got any other tame yet. There's a 180, and it's probably going to be a perfect tame, considering I've only got to feed it. Well, not quite. Says I'm already down 0.1% effectiveness, so more or less a perfect tame. Just gonna harvest some fibre, just in case I need it for anything particular. I might go for a quick swim. Obviously the loot drop, hang on a minute. Wow. And that's from a green drop? Obviously I know it's only a primitive hatchet, but that's kind of crazy. 242%. I'm gonna keep that just because it's pretty cool. And then obviously that saddle. That's one hell of a saddle. That's a really good saddle. One thing I'm gonna do as well actually is drop a lot of these species, because after knowing that I only need 3 to tame that one dung beetle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Actually, I'll pick up one more. Right, that should be enough then. 2 more, sorry, 2 more. Yep. That will drop a lot of weight. I'll drop all these excess berries that I don't need. Put the raw meat back in the thyla, put the saddle in the thyla. Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to chill here then until I've got this dung beetle all tamed up. And then I'm going to keep going down. Although I might check the water out just to see if there's anything in there. I know there's piranhas. That's all I know. There might be another loot drop though. So let's have a quick look. Okay, that is... I wondered what that was coming up. I kind of freaked out. Look at that! Look at that! Look at that group of piranhas. That's terrifying. Why is there so many? Why is there so many? Uh-oh. For a second there, I thought I wasn't going to be able to get out. Right, if I just chill at the edge here. Have they all gone? And also, what's all this down here? Oh, it's obsidian and metal. Ah, that's not interesting. Let's quickly check up on the dung beetle. Wait till it's hungry. Let's try this side. There was something pretty big in the water. Sarco. I didn't know that I could find them in the caves. 3 of them. 156, that would have been a good tame actually. But I'm not going to be... I don't want to be in here forever. Alright, what else we got? Any loot drops under here? No. Just more piranhas. Ah, well, nothing interesting. A lot of resources. It's a shame I'm not in here to harvest anything. But it's good to know. Alright, how you doing? I wonder how much weight he's got on him. Let's quickly add some to the thyla here. Okay, and there we have it. It's our first dung beetle. Add that one to the list. Let's... That wasn't what I was supposed to do. Pop one of these. And go ahead and pick you up. Sweet. Let's keep going then. And see what we can find. Hopefully no more megalania. Oh, I think the torch is broke on there. Thyla. No? Oh, right, no, because we've gone in the water, that'd be why. That'd be why. There's plenty of crystal around. Oh. Hello. What's this one? Leech dust? Yeah, I might have to read that at some point. That probably means there's going to be a lot of leeches though, doesn't it? Go for a quick dive, see if we can get attacked by this time. Lots of sarcos and lots of piranhas. Is that a... Oh, that's a corpse. I thought that was a snake there. Let's get out of there. We don't need to be in there. Hello. Oh, I see some arthropods down there. Just back it up quickly. Who are you? There we go. Right, let me get my torch back out so that you guys might actually be able to see what's going on. Okay, there we go. Hopefully there's no more water. Can't promise anything though. Alright, let's keep moving on. Oh, that was weird. The lighting just went a bit buggy there. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to keep all this geyser, because it's always a helpful resource to have. I don't want to throw it away if I can avoid it. Not really. But it's looking like there's two paths to take. There's a little narrow one there, or there is a larger one. Well, he says that. It's not really. But I'm going to go down this one. I would imagine they go to the same spot anyway, so it's not a big deal. Okay, looks like I need to dismount, which I don't fancy doing. For that reason exactly. Things just come out of the walls. I'll go on the other side actually, and see what that's all about. And he can't fit either. Great. Right, let's grab all the guys then. All the feces as well. Just to add that to my list. Oh god, what can I drop? It's looking like I probably won't need my armor. So, if I just... in there... that should give me a lot of weight back. And then I'll drop the stone and the wood. Yeah, okay. I might leave that saddle. I don't really think I need it. And I'll leave the hide as well. Because I've just got to pick the thyla up using the soul trap quickly. And then chuck it back down immediately, because I am not risking it. Although it looks like it's put it back down again. Shotguns to the ready. Yep. Back it up. Back it up. I'm glad I had the brains to do that. Okay. That was just rude. Did you see the way they come out of the ceiling there? What's that? Not booby trapping me. Okay, I'm gonna take the thyla in. Oh, hello, beautiful. This is the first of many artifacts. Artifact of the hunter. Hell yeah. Add that to the list of things we've achieved. Right, I'm gonna kind of backtrack in the cave a bit, see if I've missed anything. And then if I find anything, I will let you know. But this has been a pretty successful trip, I must admit. More so than I thought it would be. I really thought there would be panicking the whole time. But it turns out all those low levels actually not that bad to deal with. So yeah, I'm just going to backtrack. I'll probably come across a few more things teleporting from the walls, which is extremely annoying. But at least I know what to expect a lot more from other caves now. So we might do a bit more cave diving in the next few episodes if it's going to be as easy as this. But saying that, guarantee you, the next cave I go in, it's just going to be level 450s or something silly like that the whole time. Guarantee it, knowing my luck. So yeah, unless I find anything else in the cave, I think I'm going to call it a day with the video. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a comment if you're interested in anything, and don't forget to like. Thank you very much. Take care now. Bye bye.